Okay, so it looks like I have one person waiting. I might know who that is. Looks like it's working. Alright. Okay, so it looks like I have one person waiting. I might know who that is. Hello. I see, you were my one viewer so far, I guess. I don't know where to put this. I'll probably keep it on the side, I think. You know what? What I'll do is I'll keep OBS minimized. I will pop this out. Let's see if I could do this. Put that there. Or maybe on the left. I'll do it on the left. That'll be a little better. I could have prepared my setup. That's okay. Let's do that. Do I have a way of checking? I guess I do. Oh, 3 watching. Whoever else is here, hi. Alright, let's see. So I guess I'll just talk a little bit about what I'm about to do for whoever ends up watching this later when I'm not live anymore. And for whoever's watching now, I mean, if you want to, feel free to say hello in the chat. Oh, hey man, it's going good. How are you? Awesome. I guess I'll get started on my little 3D model here. So first things first, I'm gonna work on my model sheet. And you guys can hear me, right? Hello. Is the sound okay? This is my first time streaming, as the title says, so I am not sure if the audio's okay. Alright, I'll try to get started. So, I am going to be modeling the lovely character ENA by Joel G. ENA comes from an indie animated series of the same name. Basically, you can find it on Joel G's channel. He has his own YouTube. I think this series started sometime in either 2020 or 2021. Either way, I remember that it started a couple years ago, and honestly, it's been a pretty big hit. Let's see, alright, so, I got Photoshop open, here are my references. I have some screenshots from the series itself. ENA herself is actually a pretty complex character, even though she actually is composed of a bunch of disconnected body parts. She is inspired by some of Pablo Picasso's works, if you couldn't tell by her face. And I'm going to do my best to make her into my own animatable 3D model character. So I have some screenshots here. Other than these screenshots, I also have a few sketches that I made on my phone over the last couple of weeks that I've actually been planning for this live stream. So some of these drawings are actually trying to categorize all the different parts that I'll need to make for her, certain notes that I could include in my model sheet that I'm about to draw, like her pupil colors, her eye shapes, things like that. Whenever she expresses herself in certain ways, her facial textures will change, her eyes, her pupils will rotate, different things like that. So yeah, one of her sides to her body has a lot of geometry to it. It's very hard-edged, while the other is very soft. So her happy side is this side, and her sad side is this side. And yeah, she has a friend named Moony. She literally looks like a floating moon. I'll probably do both of them at some point, but for now I'm just going to focus on ENA today. So I'm going to start, there's my, I have some other model sheets in this file, so I'm going to start with her head. We'll see how I do. Actually, before I zoom in, let me get symmetry. Hello. Yeah, for anyone who just pops in, feel free to say hi in the chat. Because I don't have my browser open and I'd like to be able to see you guys. Looks like I might actually have to plug in my tablet. Let me just do that. And hope that it works. Okay, good. Oh, good. Oops, that is white. Alright. I think I'll make her this tall, maybe. Dementio is actually one of my shorter characters, so I usually like to make them all in the same document just to keep them all proportionate to each other. If my computer fan is making a lot of noise, I'll probably just mute myself for the time being unless someone says something in the chat or unless I have something I want to describe. So for now I'm going to mute myself. So I have symmetry on right now for this character model, but I do realize that there is literally almost nothing symmetrical about ENA except for parts like her torso. I'll at least start with her symmetrical parts and then I'll go from there. I'm gonna add a bunch of details after. I'll probably draw her organic side and then I'll use it as a reference for how I would like to do her inorganic side, her more geometric side, to keep them proportionate. Skyward says, I see your message. Exactly. Those are her only parts that are symmetrical. Not even her eyes, unfortunately. So that'll be interesting when I get to the modeling stage. Although I do believe her ears might be symmetrical, so there is a chance I could draw those. Okay, that's a very harsh line. Let me see if I could turn this off. Gears official, no, I'm not a dude. My name is Lisa. I don't know if you've seen, but I posted my animation reel. I think it was just last month. So if you want to see a good smattering of the work that I've done over the past couple of years, it's pretty easy to find. It's only a few videos back from this. I think since then I did my Dementio Man on the Internet animation and other stuff like that. Some render compilations. A dudette. I mean, I guess. Her even features on her head like her mouth are going to be tricky because her mouth only occupies one half of her face at a time, depending on her mood. So I'm going to draw it symmetrically just as a reference point for where I'm going to need it to extend to in my morph targets. First I need a line for her nose. Let's just imagine her nose is right there. You're watching on your Xbox. I didn't even know that was possible. That's pretty cool. I am honored. Alright, let's see. Okay, so that looks pretty good for her mouth. I'm not going to do it like I did Dementio's in the sense that it's not going to be as round. Her mouth stays pretty geometric, so... Let me get my references. Somehow I turned every single reference off. Let's get those back. Her eyes are pretty large. I'll definitely need a reference. It's kind of ghoulish right now, but I can fix that later. Okay, let's turn symmetry off. Nope, wrong side. I don't know why I did that. Let's see if I can make that one a bit bigger. There, like that. Might want to nudge them to the side a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that is weird. Unfortunately, I need my symmetry again so that I can do her pupils. Alright, let's get that. Her pupils by default are going to be pretty large. Yeah, typing from a controller can be a pain. Same thing with Nintendo consoles. So that looks about even. These eyes are usually like skewed to the side, which is pretty interesting, even if she is looking forward. I'm going to let them be able to change size. I also noticed in Temptation's Stairway, which is, I think it's the third installment of the ENA series, that they can actually rotate. So, like, if she's in surprise. I'm gonna erase this part. Traditionally, Ina's face actually looks like this, where the nose and mouth are kind of opposing each other angle-wise. Hello, Ashlyn, the big shot. Feeling like I should have gone with a Deltarune-related a Deltarune-related build for this, but I was in an ENA mood. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people named themselves Spamton at some point within the last within the last year. Her ears are smaller than that. I'll make them smaller. She doesn't have any eyebrows, but with my last few characters, excluding Dementio, like Spamton and Jevil, I gave them eyebrows for ease of understanding their expressions. Yeah, I know, she does have monkey ears. I am aware. Hopefully it won't look that bad in 3D. I mean, they kind of do look like that in the animation. So... Oh, that is a soft eraser. I do not need that. These are not OCs of mine. These are from a really popular recent indie animation series. Yeah, it's called ENA, and I am making the titular character. These are the types of characters you wish were your OCs. They're so creative, honestly. Okay, her hair is not symmetrical, so I should probably turn that off. Uh-oh, that's not right. How did I get in the Deltarune fandom? Well, actually it all started back when Undertale first came out. One of my friends from school introduced me to... What was that? Jump and spin? um, I got in it because I was introduced to Undertale back in high school in 2015. And, I don't know, I just fell in love with the characters. They're all so memorable, and Toby Fox is spectacular in his work, so when I heard that he was making another game, I needed to know what it was like. So, I saw when it came out, Halloween 2018, and, yeah. Trying to figure out the angle for how her hair levels off at the top here. It's kind of gonna be a slightly different angle on one side versus the other because her hair is kind of tucked here and this is the longer side. But, let's see. Let's see what I could do. But yeah, when Chapter 1 of Deltarune came out, I got it straight away because it was free and oh my god, I loved it. Oh, Hibbs, you know who I'm talking about? Yeah, Hibbs in the chat here is a friend of mine from high school as well, so... I want to say that right here, ENA's bangs actually come out in the front, so I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so she has these little things that kind of follow her head, just part of her hair. And I don't have a reference for it here, but they're actually flat on edge, so they're these little triangular prisms. You were introduced to it when you were a small little laddie. Ashlyn, who's your favorite Undertale character? It's gonna sound very, predictable, but mine is Gaster, even though he was never actually technically introduced. Minecraft Deltarune videos? There are those things? Oh no, Ashlyn, did I open a can of worms? You can't choose? Is that it? Ooh, sorry. If you see the canvas in my Photoshop jumping around, it's because I'm touching my stylus to the area over here on the navigator, and so sometimes I accidentally make it jump over towards the references. Oh, right. I forgot to add. ENA has this little eyelash on her geometric eye. Surprisingly, it jumps from her lower lid to her upper lid depending on her expression, so I'm gonna have to take that into account when I 3D model her. I'll probably have, like, in this area some subdivision, and in this area some subdivision for morph targets, so that depending on how she's looking, I can pop these out. Used to be a Sans fangirl. You know what? That is okay. No one is cringe in here. This is a safe space. Yeah, YouTube always has a little bit of a delay. I don't watch streams that often. I only really started paying attention to them much more recently. So, and it's definitely interesting because I actually see them late. So you're watching your own chat come in way later than you're actually typing it. Yeah, YouTube Live does that. Even if you're using an external streaming software, I'm using OBS Studio. Yeah, it kind of does. Although I don't think it really detracts from the quality or anything. It's just, the conversation kind of pops up a little late. Would I consider live streaming when I play games? I mean, I could. I've been so focused lately on art related stuff because of like looking for jobs and also just being way too excited over many fandoms at the same time, so I haven't really been playing a lot of games. If I was going to live stream a game, I would probably be live streaming Minecraft. If it wasn't Minecraft, it would probably be something like Don't Starve. But even then, I'm not really sure how my computer would handle the performance of a game at the same time as live streaming. Because I don't know if you guys can hear, but... Oh, I'm going to have to erase some of these lines. I don't know if you could hear, but my computer fan is complaining. Beat Jeffel on PC Live? Oh my goodness. That is an idea. I hate to admit it, but I've never beat Jevil. The game, Chapter 1, is like, it's gonna be 5 this year, and I still haven't beat Jevil. Spam to Neo, yeah, you guys can hear the fan. Spam to Neo, I actually beat first try. It was the teacup ride in the basement trying to get back up from deactivating the force field that really got me. Okay, next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to work on establishing the shape for her torso. I'm trying to eyeball how tall her torso is compared to her head, because her head is pretty big. Your Xbox almost took flight. I just imagine you press the start button, these little divots in the side pop open, and some wings come out, and then it just starts flying around your living room. Okay, so I'm going to call this layer head. Outlines. The head base I can hide because I don't need that anymore. Oh, oops. I still have symmetry on. I'll fix it at some point. Ashlyn, you forgot about Jevil. That's alright. Honestly, I feel so bad for him as a character because he actually... his backstory was completely by the wayside. So... yeah, Skyward Sis, that's what I thought too. I'm just trying to figure this one out. I'm using a tapered brush right now in this program, so I'm trying not to have to do like the hold shift to get straight edges, because it's not going to work. But at the same time, that would be very useful right now. Let's see. Okay, these lines are too thick. You know what? I could probably hide Dementio's face. I don't need it here anymore. Yeah, helicopter Xbox. This next part is gonna be a little bit tricky. I mean, this reference is actually angled, so I'm trying to eyeball certain things, like for her uniform, her skirt is actually pentagonal. So trying to do the hem and then do the main part. Yeah, Skyward Sis, I won't forget her collar, don't worry. Oh, I need to taper this part more. Alright, go take your Xbox for a walk. That is fine. If you didn't take your Xbox for a walk, I would consider that cruelty. Madness Combat? I do not. Is that a game? Little bit of a disclaimer, I am a Nintendo kid, so the only consoles I ever actually had were like the DS, Game Boy, different generations of Game Boy, like Advance, SP, the Wii, when it first came out and was literally all the rage. I'm not sure if I have to taper this part more. I guess I could always use the perspective or something for this, because I want to make sure her skirt probably goes like down and out. So I'm going to assume that this part also does. Yeah, I know, right? The Wii had some great games, like literally my favorites, Super Mario Galaxy and Super Paper Mario. I honestly feel were some of the most influential games in my life, other than like Minecraft or something like that, and Undertale and Deltarune, of course. Oh yeah, you had Ocarina of Time. That was my first Zelda game too. Skyward Sis and I got it for our birthday once in middle school, I think. Hey, Pure Light. I'm glad that you can make it. Ugh, you know what? I should have not had captions on when I took this screenshot. I feel like I should turn this reference into a meme. There's something about her stance and the low resolution and just the distress on her face. Oh, you know Avina Pure Light? I wasn't sure. You know, I could have been using some of my old ENA drawings as a reference, because I've definitely drawn her multiple times before. Let's see if I could find some of my references. I do have this picture. I actually was drawing this picture, I think sometime early last year, or maybe late 2020, and I never actually finished it. It's that extremely distressed Ina from Temptation Stairway. Like when she goes full breakdown. Yeah, I could just post it and be like, caption this. I think her skirt is actually slightly thicker than this, so I'm just gonna drag this out. Oh my, I've been drawing this all on the wrong layer. You know what? It happens. Just for reference sake, I'm gonna include some of these crease lines. Just kind of helps me see the shape better. I think that I made it too fanned out. Yeah, that looks better. I'm gonna erase these parts right here. Yeah, wrong layer strikes again. I know. 50 years from now, if I'm still, doing this, I'm gonna be drawing, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to try to separate this out. Oh, wait a second. I messed up. One moment. Yeah, I grabbed this part of her hair. Yeah, canvas will make it riskier. But honestly, I mean, it has its perks, so sometimes it just looks better. See, I said to myself before I started this stream that I would do this part pretty quickly, considering I'd like to do some 3D modeling on her tonight. But, I've probably already been streaming for, oh my goodness, almost an hour. You know what? I should probably pick up the pace. Let's expand this canvas so that I have enough room for her legs, because I just realized it is way too short. Why are you guys spamming the spam man? What is going on? Uh-oh, that's not good. Wrong layer again. Here we go. Background. And let's lock that. Yeah, I could stream again, although I don't know if people would be interested in seeing me stream just for this project, or if I should do it for something else. The whole reason I was doing a stream is because I thought that it might be a bit more engaging than if I just did another speed build. Because, you just kind of watch a sped up playback. Used to drink ketchup? I feel like I need to drink water just reading that. Okay, I need another reference because I want to see how I drew... How did I draw her legs when they're organic? Can I make a spam tin? I mean, I already have one, so... Technically, I already have multiple. I've got modern, I've got Addison, I've got Neo, and I've got what I call Big Shot Spamton, so... Oh my god, Spamton Neo's in the chat. Okay. I guess this is the one time you would find spam in the chat that wouldn't get moderated. Let's see. I'm gonna call this body outlines. What is this one? Oh, here's my new layer. Spam tongue. Spam. Oh my goodness. Spamtonium. The interesting thing about this character's footwear is there's literally no detail. She's got like SpongeBob shoes or something, so I'm gonna have to come up with what I think they look like. I feel like they've gotta be some kind of like school shoe, so I might come up with something that looks like some kind of like loafer type shoe. Memeton. Let's see. I know this looks a lot like my shoes that I made for Spamton in the ads, but that's because theirs are business shoes and this is like a school uniform, so it's gonna look similar. Start her legs higher up? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know why I did this. One moment. You know what? See, the problem is I didn't plan them like I should have. Let me move this up so it doesn't look awkward. Yeah, I thought something looked off. That's okay. Yeah, the reason why I'm drawing this line over and over again is because I'm not really leaning on anything. So, yeah. You know what, though? I need this to be taller. It looks like a tutu, so that's not right. Let me fix that. The tricky part about drawing model sheets is when it's for that front-facing angle, like just straight on. And I almost never draw characters completely straight on. I usually do them from an angle. So it's gonna look a little strange. Yeah, you know what? She's very leggy right now. Let me let me fix that. Let me just I think that might look a little better. Sometimes there are just things you do not notice until you take a step back and you look back at it. Oh yeah, the sound went out because I muted myself temporarily. I realized that you guys can hear my fan the whole time, the computer fan, so I just thought you might need a reprieve from that, at least for a little bit. But yeah, I see the value in walking away. I just don't think you would like it if I did that in the middle of a live stream. Yeah, I mute myself because of the because of my laptop screaming for help. Comforting? It's a relaxing sound. I guess that's a good thing. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna merge that. I still have this layer. Before I do anything else, I got to take this leg and actually remove it, because I'm not going to be using a smooth leg on her right side. So I'm going to just get rid of that, and I'm going to like turn it into a reference. Now she's extremely geometric on this side, and I tried to get a bunch of references for the mechanics of it, like how her joints work, but at the same time, I kind of like how I've been drawing her in the past, where it's even more disjointed than in the art, where her pieces are almost completely disconnected. Maybe I need to take my laptop for a walk. Oh, you know what? You know what? Skyward Sis? I did forget it. Again, that's something important. The collar. Yeah, I know you warned me. I just realized I had not saved. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is one of her arms. I'll start with the smooth side like I did her legs. So I'm going to hide that. She has 4 fingers. Yeah, I did, thank you. Those are big hands. Spamton Neo has a puppy. Yeah, it is. Usually I'm pretty repetitive with my saving when I work on stuff, but you had to leave. Well, welcome back. Here is something interesting. Because her limbs are disconnected, oh, that's not the eraser. Because her limbs are disconnected, her sleeves, the sleeves of her uniform, are also disconnected, and that kind of reminds me of SpongeBob. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, it is easy to forget. Say hi to your cat for me. I love cats. What is air? It is a mixture of gases. Will ENA work for Mr. Krabs? I don't think so. I think she'd probably have a nervous breakdown. And now her hands are too small. Good thing this is a plan. I can just, you know, do that. If I don't talk for a little while, it's because I'm in the zone. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Gears. think there's something with her hand that I need to rotate a little. I decided it was too long, so I'm going to try to fix that. I think that looks pretty good. I think. You know what though? There's something wrong with the angle of her arm. I think I'm going to try to fix this. I don't know, because it looks like her arm is facing forward. You know what? It's fine. It's not important. I could just fix that. Or, let's just hide this, or at least... maybe that would look better. Yeah, I am, Skyward Sis. I'm gonna use this one as a reference. Trying to get the angle right. A poses are kind of tough. Alright, see ya, Ashlyn. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright. I used a new layer for this. Oh, you know what though? I have to expand the canvas just a bit. Once again. It's a good thing these are on different layers. Okay, so I've got most of her body. All I gotta do is her opposite parts. So I gotta start doing her geometric side. Let me get that other reference. I just feel like it's a little better. I think her sleeve is completely square. So I'll start with that and go from there. Make it rhyme while I'm at it. Nope, that is white. Oh my goodness. And I have symmetry on, which that would be pretty counterproductive. So here's something a little off topic. Did anyone else see the Mario movie trailer the other day? I need to know if anyone else is just as excited as I am. Oh, that's alright, Gears. Oh, Hank, you saw the trailer? I'm very excited, regardless of who's voicing Mario. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, so this shape is going to be interesting. I think that I'm gonna need her elbow to stick out more. Oh, you're more hoped for the FNAF movie. Yeah, I could see why. I swear Markiplier is going to be involved, but he's trying to keep quiet about it. Designing this for 3D is harder than I thought. See, the way I drew her arms here, you can't really see the junction between the elbow and like this upper arm segment. Maybe I will have it like this. I'll have it be kind of rotated a little. I think I'm going to design her hand kind of like how I did my Spamton. Like this, where it is completely segmented. He has ball joints for his digits, but she will not. Alright, see ya, Gears, thanks. Have a good night. I think that looks about right. Have a good night. And let's see. I still feel like her hands are a bit small. I'm gonna try to scale one up and then see if that looks a little better. Characters with big heads. I struggle a little bit. I guess I could have it in front. It kind of depends on the character. Like, if you're looking at the daycare attendant from FNAF, his thumb actually comes directly out of the side. But if you're looking at other characters like my Spamton, theirs come more out of the palm area. I guess I could always change up how I want to do that part. I mean, this hand is gonna just, that'll be a given. See, I'm being pretty meticulous with these details, but at the same time, she's not anywhere near symmetrical, so I honestly don't know why I'm being that careful. That does look better. Okay. Now I'm going to work on her legs. I think her leg geometry is going to be much easier than her arms. Here I just made them complete boxes. If I could just draw a straight line. Her feet, pretty simple. Alright, Spamton, go for it. I promise I am almost there. I believe I am practically finished with her front sketch. You know what? I could just bridge it there. Like that. She has a longer sock on her geometric side. Yeah, I agree. The back should be pretty easy. I could probably save some time on that one. I believe her drawing is done. Her front drawing, not the whole sheet. I also have to come up with how I'm going to do these parts in 3D. I guess if this was from the back, for instance, I could just have it like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Her mouth I'm going to draw as a bunch of little vertices that are going to line up with the middle of her face. That way I can make more targets that can go either one side or the other side, because her mouth is only on one side of her face at once. Alright, that is her body outlines. So this is her complete front. I'm going to delete the head base layer and the leg ref layer because I don't need those. I'm going to grab these, call it ENA front, copy it. Oh, you know what? Let me just delete that and this. I don't need those for these other drawings. I'm going to take this ENA, if I can. Yep, I can. Flip it. Once again, give myself more space. Bye, Spamton. Have a good night. Alright, so there. I can make more space for her. I'm going to make a bunch of quick edits to make her look like we're looking at her from behind. This part shouldn't be too rotated because I don't want to mess up the shape of her fingers. I think that's fine though. Alright, so I am turning her feet around. Let's do the same over here. Okay, the boxy side is going to be a slightly different story. I mean, so this is leaning forward, which means it's going to be... It doesn't have to be perfect because the goal of the model sheet is just to present something in the 3D workspace that I can use to just kind of understand how she'll look in a 3D space. Okay, so I've turned her legs around, and I've turned her arms around. Let me just draw this line up to her elbow. Cool. Actually, let me just erase this. It'll be easier for me to understand when I get into the 3D. Alright, that makes sense. I can erase most of what we're looking at here on her head, because you won't even see that. You won't see most of this. Yeah, this is like the easiest part. I just have to turn her torso around. The side off stream? I mean, I guess I could. Although that would technically mean that I wouldn't be able to do any of the 3D on stream. I am on the wrong layer, but that is okay. You know what? I might not even need a side view. I said I needed a side view, but at the same time, I've got a pretty good impression of how her geometry looks. So it might just be a matter of slapping some color in here and then going right into the 3D program. I don't think I'm getting tired. I think I'm alright. I think from behind, you know what, I didn't grab a behind reference for her, but I don't think this is in the back. I think it's just these suspender-looking straps, and then, yeah. Kind of just like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see. I'll call this. I did not mean side, I meant back. ENA back. Let's get that ground line and expand it. There we go. Considering I already sketched how I think she would look from the side. Okay, thanks, Skyward Sis. That helps a lot. Considering I already sketched how I think her head looks from the side, I'm going to just throw this in as a reference. I know it's not very clean, but all I would need is an impression of hair length and like the general contour of her face. I'll just throw it in right there. I have that. I could take this and put it in the corner. Morphs, there we go. It's a little hard to read, but that is alright. This is a pretty big document, so I'll probably have it in the workspace pretty clean. Let's get eye structures, eyes. This one is important. I'll put this one over here in the corner. Yeah, that works. Good. I don't need that one, I don't need that one. Alright, I'm actually almost done. Oh, you know what I do need? I should throw a very quick body reference for the side view. Oops, I undocked my tools. There we go. Do I have any, side references? Okay. Pretty sure these straps are not visible. So I will remove them. I think the only thing I have left to draw here would be her, I'm gonna adjust her skirt. I'm gonna imply this flat edge here, like that. I just have to adjust this part, this, hem, or whatever you want to call it. I think that's what it looks like. I think it comes up on the side and then it dips back down towards the back. I'm gonna save. That would be helpful. Alright. Okay, there we go. And now all I need is some color. For the sake of speed, I'm only going to do little blots of color here and there, just all the main ones. Like blue here. Yellow here. These will be black. And so will her hair. That color, this kind of more slate gray for her skirt. I think it's the same way for her shoes and socks. Thing is, I think that's all her colors. I mean, the other tones of colors are more like reflections and shadows. I believe that could be it. Alright, so, I'd like to know, what do people want me to do now? Should I go into 3ds Max and should I start modeling her? And if not, do people want me to do another live stream at another time so that I can continue this model? If I don't live stream making models, I could also, if people want, live stream just doodling around. People could ask me to draw certain things, or if I want to make an animation, I could do that as well. You're the only one left? Let me check. Yeah, you are. Well, since I guess we're the only ones left, what do you think? I guess it has been almost 2 hours. I might as well do this another time. If I want to work on, on my own, I could always turn the rest into a speed build. I don't think people would mind. Yeah, that might be better. That might be a bit more engaging. I hope so. Alright, then I'm gonna get off.